The whole premise around this video was to show that whatever you're going through and the things you face, there's always a light at the end where whatever you're feeling alone or having these dark thoughts is always important to talk about it, whether if it's friends, family, or even somebody you just met. Um, I wanted to make this because I just really want to get the full message across with this video and also showcase like what I did and how I rearranged scenes and effects to pretty much to showcase my vision that I have for it. To start things off, I wanted to talk about the song Nothing to Lose by Billy Talent. The song is about a suicidal teenager who is constantly being bullied by his peers and then resulting in him killing himself at the end of the song. And that song always spoke to me, and I figured it would be a really nice song to use for this video. The show Wonder Egg Priority really fit because it also dealt with young girls, like adolescents, dealing with life and pretty much like a death, loneliness, family trouble. And so it really complemented each other. And with that, I wanted to really showcase how that there's always a better side to things. That people are so in their thoughts in these dark moments, and that all it takes is somebody to really listen to them, to really see them for who they are. So with that, I at first I wanted to showcase how I created the whole thing. So I wanted to showcase that the main character, that she is somewhat dreaming of seeing her friend who committed suicide, and that she's dreaming about her, and I wanted to create like a whole heaven feel, dream state, and pretty much showcase what she's going through and how she's dealing with she's never going to see her friend again. And with Rika over here, she's dealing with her mom and alcohol, and that she feels like she's not really seen, and she's dealing with uh, like cutting herself and pretty much not really talking to her friends about it, and so she pretty much takes everything on herself. And the next girl, Momoy, I think that's her name, saying it right. Uh, I wanted to showcase her about how she's not really loving herself and how she feels that she doesn't really deserve anything. And so that really takes a toll on her. And last girl, Fro, is that she feels that she's being rejected by new people, and that her parents are not really like taking the time for her, and so she pretty much falls into the deep end. And with that, towards the end, I just wanted to showcase that I wanted to make it seem that these two are pretty much all watching the whole thing go down, and that it's pretty much like a wake up call. That, and you see how she gets up and walks away. I wanted to make it seem that she doesn't care, or she doesn't see it as a problem, or just doesn't want to admit to it. And towards the end, you see I walk over towards her to pretty much showcase that she's there for her. And I wanted to make it have more of a bright ending, so to speak, instead of how the song showcase how at the end of the song it showed how the teenager ended up killing himself. And so with that, I wanted to really create like a whole story and show that things will get better, basically. So that was pretty much like the premise of like the video that I wanted to create. And I guess yeah, we'll move on to the effects part of it. So like I said here, where I wanted to make it seem like she is like having a dream, that she's like in heaven, and that she sees her friend, see her friend again. So I will start on that. So what I did was I got a whole bunch of cloud PNGs, like over here, for example, and I pretty much just keyframed them to move around as she's walking, and all I did was just mask her out. And I just created a whole bunch of clouds, and I did a little transition. I just wanted to make her seem like she's like an angel, and so I just created a ring around her, halo. All it is a mask, a 3D stroke. All I did was mask out a circle, and with 3D stroke, I can move around in 3D space. So all I did was rotate it on top of her head, mask her out. And let me put this to full resolution so you can see. And I just made it seem like she's on top of a cloud. In in the raw, she's just sitting down. So I just masked her out and hid this bottom part with clouds. And I just put a whole bunch of clouds, and I did a blue background, and I just put it behind it, just make up as a sky. And the transition I use, I just put a whole bunch. It's pretty it's pretty all over the place. Excuse me. I hid the borders with clouds, and I just did a down transition with the camera, and it just goes down, and I just hit it with clouds. And I wanted to make it seem that she is looking at like her friend like in the sky. And let me see, yeah, right here. I wanted to mask that out and just make it seem that she's like reminiscing and looking at her. So I did a regular zoom in, and I wanted to make the text to make it seem like she is like what her thoughts are saying. And this is from a tutorial I did a few years ago, but basically to make the text move like I did, let me show you. You see how it's like waving. Well, I didn't do it here, but yeah, all it is turbulent displace, and I keyframe the evolution to make it move a little bit. Added glow for like some pop. And it's faded in and out with opacity. And I would say the next thing I did was a little shake transition, and the whole color correction is just a VHS effect. It's a plugin to make it look like that, and I used exposure for a quick a flash transition. Just to have her walking in the rain. And right here, how the text came in like she's writing something. Right here. And that part, it's pretty easy, so to speak, because all it is just, let me put this right here. At first, I typed it out, and what you have to do is make sure you click on it and click layer and auto trace. And with that, it will bring up another layer right up top. And you see how it traced out all the letters that I wrote. And with that, all I did was add stroke to the auto trace layer, and I keyframed the endpoints to make it right. And it's just like that. So the next thing I wanted to show was I wanted to make it seem like she is writing, like texting her friend. And with that, see how the phone looked? I had to mask out the background. Here, is this it? Ooh, yep. I haven't seen this in a while. This is big. I had to mask out the phone and used background and pretty much use shape layers to mask out shapes and add text. And to make it go down like that, it was all like camera. So in actuality, it's all just one big scroll down effect. What I did with the camera, and just added some text. And with that, I put it in between, well, inside of the mask phone to make sure that, oh, it's what she's looking at her past messages. And I just masked out her face, or her body at least. Here. Yeah, I had to invert it. This is a nice little trick that I like to do, like depending on like what type of uh, what type of scene or idea that I have. How it's inverted. It's just right click, transform, flip horizontally, and see how she changes. That's a nice little tip. And the next the next thing I did was I wanted to make a field of flowers and have her friend. Pretty much, she's walking through a field of flowers and she finally see her friend. But then again, like I said, this is all like a dream state. And then I wake up missing you more with having her hand, reach out to her, but she's already gone, so you can't really do much about that. Where? Okay. Yeah, to create that, I had to, again, put out the same effect I did before with the whole heaven thing. I made a bunch of clouds, and there is an effect, CC rainfall, that I put on a solid layer to make it rain. And I just masked out a singular flower. If I can. Is the flower on here? Oh, right here. Yes. The flower that I use is one scene. I just pretty much masked it out and duplicated a bunch of times and changed colors for some of them. And I had to put it in 3D space and put some all the way behind and have the camera like pan in. Pretty much use the same effect as before, all the clouds and background, and just had text going by, just like that. And to make the borders go down, all it is CC jaws. If I can, yeah, right here, CC jaws. Just keyframe the completion, have the direction to 0 and height 0, width 10, and all this will just go down. It'll make a really good effect too. Oh, I don't know what this is. What is that? Monkey cell? This is weird. I don't know what this is. Anyway, the next thing I wanted to show was this part. Just to have her walking. It will pretty much just have like in the song part. It'll be like the days don't seem to change. So I just wanted to showcase that she's just living day by day, doing the same thing and just walking. And I will explain this effect. So what I did was I had to mask mask her out while you're straight walking, and to make things easier, instead of going frame by frame. Yeah, well, I'm not sure why it's like that, but whatever. But yeah, to make masking easier, I use the rotor brush. Like, there's a double click, and you pretty much can mask out what you want. One thing is easier is to mask out things that, like a solid color that's not too, that is different from like your background and everything, because it will be easier to pick up. And since she's wearing all, like, pretty much all yellow, it's pretty much all easier to pinpoint and mask out what I want. And this text animation is, let me see, what is this, 5, 6? All it is just CC Mr. Mercury, and I just keyframe the blob depth size. And without that is just regular text. Type that out, add an adjustment layer, and it's pretty much whatever effect you have on the adjustment layer, it affects everything below it. So that's pretty much how I created that. And the aura around her is just the glow effect, and I switched it to, let me see, yeah, I switched it to alpha channel, I believe. Is it alpha channel? Or I don't know. Well, yeah, I just did glow. And I believe I switched it to alpha channel. Forgive me, I'm not really, I forget. And it's not showing up as being stupid, but that's pretty much what I did to create that. And to have this go around, it's all, is this it? I'm trying to find which, okay, here it is. All it is just, all these are in 3D space, and I put them all next to each other. And I just have the camera keyframe to position on X, and just have it scroll through. Just like that. This is pretty simple. I just created a text and put it in 3D space, and I just rotate it right here. All I did was rotate. Just hit R on your keyboard bring a rotation and just pretty much make it seem like it's written on the table. And I did it right here too. I just scaled it down. In here, it's I use Twitch, and I masked her out to have the words pop up behind her, which is a nice little tool, a nice little tip to use. Like if you want to have that type of depth in your videos, because easy, because you can really just be quick with your mask. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're just going to be adding some stuff behind it. So all I really did was mask her out and just had text behind her. And I didn't really change it that much, and just added Twitch. I'm moving on to, what is this, Rika? For the Rika part, I wanted to do a like a notebook effect, because in the song he sometimes say that his notebook will explain, meaning that look at his notebook and you'll see like the writing and the stuff the character be saying, like her real like thoughts, inner thoughts, and how like she's really feeling. So with this page turn, it is a transition, a built-in transition in After Effects. Let me see. Where CC page turn. All you do is keyframe the fold position. Bring it up here. And that's pretty much what it is. And I wanted to have a whole notebook. In fact, all this is a PNG of some notebook lines. And to get this scribble effect, I'll start off with Rika first. So I had to mask her out, and I had to do. Is it on here? Okay, yeah, here it is. See, I masked Rika running, and then right here, I had to bring it in and pretty much create a comp, which is a Control Shift C. See, it will bring up a new pre-composed. And right click, mask, new mask, and then I have to add the scribble effect. And it will pretty much make it seem like it has like a type of scribble animation when she's running. And you can do the same thing for the text, so to speak. Like this. See, is regular text right here. And then what I said before about the auto tracing, use click on the layer, click on layer here, then go to auto trace, and it will auto trace what you have. Like I did before with the whatever I showed you. And so I did that, and pretty much the same thing goes to speak. I added scribble and changed some, messed around with the settings to get what I want. And I did the page turn again, had the lines, and to get, it looks like it's tearing right here. It's roughen edges. Is it over here? Yep, right here. Roughen edges. Just add that, and then mess around with the settings a little bit with the border to make it a little rough, I guess. Can I move this? No. So that's pretty much what I did for that and right here to make them have that little transition into drawings. All it is just the cartoon effect. Just bring it up here. Yeah, I added the cartoon effect. If I can take it off, you'll see the regular scene. I just scaled it down, added cartoon edges, and played around with the settings a little bit to make it fit. Added text, 3D space, have it move around, and I did the same thing for this scene here. Cartoon, edges, and some text. Another page turn, added text, glow, exposure, another page turn, change the font, and the next effect I wanted to show you is the photo right here. Now with that, forgive me again because everything is so jumbled. I did it. It's really hard to really organize all this. Just trying to explain the best I can. So all it is just added text and added a flare, a light leak. Okay, never mind. It wasn't. It wasn't the camera. Okay, this is another easy tip: is to have things stick to each other. You have to parent, because that's what I did. I parent the text to the photo, and whatever I did on the photo, the text will follow. Okay. Okay, so whatever keyframes I did, the text will automatically stick because since it's parent to the photo. Some more light leaks, some more text, and I did the effect leave the color. Another little nice effect to show. Yep, leave the color. I wanted to leave her hair and then play around with a little bit of effects, black and white. Some more text. And here, when she's throwing up, I wanted to make it seem that she is throwing up the words that people were saying. So that is really taking a toll on her. So what I did was added text, 3D space to change the rotation, and you see how sort of kind of like blending in with the throw up, like the shadows and stuff. With that, all you have to do is change the blending mode. Okay, pull it up. If I can find it. Okay, here it is. With that, to change the blending mode, all you have to do is right click on your text, left click, I mean, and left click, blending mode, overlay. And I'll pretty much make it seem like it's sticking. Well, not like really sticking, but more so like blending in with the scenes more. And then I just have it move around using keyframes. More twitch, more text. And with here, I use more light leaks. And to get the, notice how the text right here is like flashing. I'll show it again. Right here. With that, I don't know why it was like that, but it wasn't popping up. So with that text, bring it back up again. Okay, with that, click here, bring it up. It's just regular text, and with that, I had to pre-comp some transition light leaks. And so it's easy. So you have to bring in your text and, like I said, the pre-comp light leaks. And right here, toggle switches and modes. Like by default, it will like this. So if you click toggle switches and modes, it would change to this, and you click on, it'll say no track matte, and you just change it to alpha matte, and make sure that the light leaks are under your text, and it will pretty much have your text showcase whatever you have under the bottom. This is just 3D space. Use the camera. Just use the camera on scenes, have my sources in 3D space, and just position them and just scale them out. With text and the transition, same thing I did with the throw up and the text from there. Just have it on the wall, blending mode to overlay. And with here, I just masked out each character. And what I did before with CC Mr. Mercury with the nothing to lose text, I did the same thing to show their names. See right here. I masked out the characters, and I did each. I had to find a few scenes. Here, right here. Is this it? Because all these scenes showcased I and the rest of the girls. So all I did was just keyframe scale for each one and have it go all the way back. New mask pop up, light flare transition. And to get these shadows behind the character, all I did was the mask was already complete, so I had to pre-comp, and I use fill and make it black. So if I take it away, the shadow will go away. Black, and then I use blur to soften it up. Because if I take it off, you see how it'll be all like stiff a little bit. So use blur, soften it up. And I use that for the 4 characters. Keyframe position to have them move a little bit to the side. And then right here, it took a little bit of time because in the sketch, in the rough draft, it's just a blank. I had to make a screenshot of this because all it is just nothing. You're not even looking at anything. So I had to mask out the screen and mask out each character. And this is the regular scene. See how she's looking this way, so I had to cut her out and pretty much have a screenshot of all of them looking in that one direction. Let's see, bring it up. Because right here I had to mask out the screen and pretty much have them walking. It's pretty messy because it really was it really was hard to really to get it down. You have to mask them out, and then this whole other part is just a screenshot. And so I had to focus on these two mostly, and just have her get up, and just have her following. So like all in all, that's pretty much like what I really did and the effects that I used. I know it's pretty jumbled because I wasn't really too sure on how to really explain all this, and the way like I edit is like it was all over the place when I did it. I was pretty much rushing, but all in all, yeah, this is pretty much what I did. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy though. I know it's a little messy, but yeah, I have fun making this though, and I really hope you guys enjoyed watching and hope you guys learned something. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time though. Peace.